everybody. Welcome back to the MiscELENaeous podcast. I'm your host, Elena. Woo! Today we have producer Madelyn, and we're talking about unconventional dating rules.
Yes.
Are there rules? I mean, let's discuss.
There's so many. It was funny when I was looking to come up with some. I was just like, let me go to the internet, as
you do.
And I was like, there's so many articles on dating rules, dating this. I mean, there's Pinterest. It's like 5 ways to make a guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
dating
wow.
etiquette. And I'm like, oh, I put it up on the Instagram because I always want to know what the misfits have to say.
Did you get some good replies?
Let's find out. Let's find out together. I read some, and some are great. I think I'll go ahead and lead with the most popular response I got. When I put up the question box for the misfits on Instagram, unconventional dating rules, don't, is like just simply the most overwhelming response I got. It takes up the majority of the boxes, and I appreciate the misfits that added the emojis that got some sparkles. They're like, don't with sparkles.
That's
like,
cute.
Don't. And then there's the people that are like, don't with X's. And I'm like, yes. There's like, don't. You know, the variety of don'ts. Don't do it. Don't. So that's most of them.
That's great.
This one I love. I love. And it's the very first one I got. And I was like, we're off to a bang.
I love it. Who's it from?
Jay. She said, I select men based on the way their name would sound while I orgasm, which I love that you asked her name. Who's it from? Jay! Oh, yeah, I love that response. Oh, yeah, Jay.
It works.
It works.
Jay works.
Yeah, I will say, like,
it makes sense.
The last person I was next to in bed that I was a good girl. I'm an angel.
Yo.
Oh.
Yo.
Now thinking about that, I'm like, that would be an interesting name to say.
What was it, like Emirate or?
Yes, let's go
Everest?
with that. It
Okay.
was weird, it was
Okay.
not common.
Not common.
I'd never heard it before.
No, you can't say it because that's digging too much into the real
This
life.
Fort Worth's a small town.
Yeah, that's amen, sister.
I liked it. It's a good name, but then hearing that response, I'm like, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
It's so funny. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head that are a little
strange.
Yeah.
Like what would be a weird name to say while you come?
I feel like very long names.
Just like so
like
many.
Nathaniel. That's like we're getting into weird territory. You know what I'm saying?
Have you had sex with a Nathaniel?
No.
Well,
Nope.
So we can't say for certain, but it could be weird.
Could be weird.
Okay, sleep with him the first night. I want to know if I'm wasting my time on the mister and if he has any idea on how to fuck.
Okay. I
Damn.
mean, I put down on mine is like, mine's a little bit more peachy. It's like kiss on the first date. Because there's some people that I've heard, I don't know if that's controversial, but there's some people who are like, I really want to make them wait for as long, like any physical, anything. Just, I want to make them wait. I'm like, here's my thing. Like, I agree. Why waste your time?
Waste too much time? Yeah. The next one that I got is actually from a guy, and it says sex on the first date. So again, that is an unconventional opinion. I think I wiggle somewhere in the middle. Like I'm down for like, yeah, especially if we're vibing. I mean, I don't date. So who am I to say? But like, yeah, I would want to probably have some sort of like touch or kiss or something so I know if there's like a spark. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something.
Well, it's interesting though, because like going back to like many episodes ago about dumb dates, I'm kind of like, what if you're just like, man, they're just so attractive, but what if they're creepy?
Mm-hmm.
Are you does that rule still apply, or is it more like at this point it's a no-go?
I feel like
you get out of there.
I feel like dating is just a risk.
It is. It is a risk.
In every possible way, it's a risk.
Absolutely.
You're putting your physical self at risk. You're putting your emotional self at risk. You're putting your mental it's risk. But high risk, high reward.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Most of the time, what I've noted, though, is it's high risk is kind of seem to be more the theme.
Risk lowercase than risk
uppercase. So, new merch dropping soon.
Yeah, that's good.
I appreciate this response from just this one guy who pretends like he's not obsessed with me, but does watch every single story and DMs me constantly. And he says, I could never date you because most of your outfits are hideous. I'm so sorry. I'm wearing MiscELENAeous merch. I look like a star.
I'm sorry.
That's ridiculous. That's unconventional as hell. You're right. See, he knows.
That doesn't even deserve time to be talked about. Move on.
Someone said always bring a chaperone, and I think that's
okay.
smart. Now we're talking safe dating.
There we go.
That is not a dumb date. That is a smart date. And that was from a man. A man submitted that. Should I go on a date with him?
Interesting.
He has kind of asked me out a couple times. He does not live in this place. So that's a tough commute.
Well, he would, okay.
It's like, want to fly to so-and-so to hang out? And I'm like, well.
Hey, that's another thing, is if someone's not willing to any mile, like come to you, drive to you, fly to you, if you guys are in a committed relationship, that is a surefire sign that that's
risk.
Yeah.
Risky. It's feeling risky.
But like my current relationship, he's an hour away, which in the scheme of things, not that much, but also it's tough sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's not like we could go over on a work night and be like, hey, baby. Hey. But he has made so much effort coming my way. I go him. I was in a relationship that was 3 hours away. I always drove to him.
Yeah.
So get him out of there.
You got to reciprocate, folks.
Yes.
Yeah. Attend family functions solo for the first year.
Okay.
So just keep them out of your family? Is that's the, just don't introduce them to your family for the first year? That's your thought?
What do you think about that?
Personally? No, my mom knows everything. My mom already has a photo of you. She in real time. I'm next to you in bed. My mom knows. I FaceTimed her.
So my question is it they just don't want to take that individual to family functions, or they don't want the family to know about them for the first year?
Yeah.
Because if it's family functions, you are inviting someone. If your family
and that's a lot, maybe, to like bring someone to like a Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That it could be like what Thanksgiving dinner with the whole family versus like lunch with mom is maybe. See, this is where the question box really limits y'all.
Yeah.
If you could be more clear.
Yeah, we need more information.
I can't be asking follow-up questions on a podcast.
We need a couple paragraphs, please.
Thank you. What are your thoughts on that?
I can see, though, if it's like, I'm very close with my family. So for me, I really want to introduce, because they have really good insight, probably like how you feel with your mom. It's like,
yeah, I want their opinion.
Yeah. But if you have an interesting family dynamic and there's someone that you're like, I'm not quite sure, if you're introducing them to your family, even if you have a good relationship with your family, potentially if they all get attached to this one person, it doesn't work out. Maybe there's something personal there that why they said it, there may have been some trauma previously of like, oh, I had this person I introduced them to quickly and now everything fell apart.
Yeah.
So I see that.
Yeah. And I think that's what's tough about dating, and the more you date is it's like you are learning. So that it's a learning thing, but it's also a trauma buildup. So you're literally like now potentially, unless you're very self-aware and healed, taking the bad things from your last relationships and being triggered by that in new experiences.
I definitely am still in the process of unlearning some things. I mean, we were talking about that earlier about just like people's perceptions, guys, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, it's being a woman in today's society, it's a lot, okay?
Yeah, but then you can also use the viral sound of "I love being a woman."
It's again the duality of life, people. It comes with so much pressure, but it does also come with cute TikTok sounds. So
it's America Ferrera's speech in Barbie and that sound. So
powerful. Make content with that.
Yes.
I'm getting, okay, what I love about the responses that I'm getting is men are in the DM. Men are sending some stuff in. Thank you for participating, Misfit Men.
You manifested that men on podcasts would be
nicer about women. Manifested it.
Yep.
God, I'm powerful.
You are.
Dudes like being chased too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like a reciprocal, like chase me first. I want to be pursued. I need to know that you are, I'm a little cowgirl. Okay.
Yeah.
So
treat her as such.
Treat me as such or get out. But I agree. Like I will, if you show me, I will match your energy. I will always give you that. I will chase you too a little bit.
Have you seen the trend going around like men wanting to be baby girl?
No.
Okay, so it's like a thing right now where men are like, I want to be baby girl. And like I saw someone who I know, a musician friend, he was just like, I went on a date with this girl and she paid for my meal. I was like, that's kind of funny. Like again, everyone's dating experience is, different, but like I also want to be baby girl.
Baby girl.
But there's times, of course, like with my person, I want to be able to be like, I'll pay for a meal. Like,
yeah,
I got it.
Like every once in
I'm
a while.
a self-sufficient woman.
Hell yes, you are.
But yeah, there's like men are like, there was one lady who was like doing what I do to him, like when we're about to like get it on. And so she literally like grabbed his legs and like sat him on the counter. And he was like aghast. He was like, oh. And he started just like making out with her. I was just like, well, I mean, that's a little too much on my For You page, but like cool.
But cool. Respect the unexpected for sure. I don't know if I have like I haven't been in the gym like that, but I would get in the gym maybe
to baby
for
girl
that.
Your man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you're kind of making it sound good. I am baby girl though.
You
but
are.
Like, no, I am so baby girl. Like I must be cared for.
Yes.
I must be protected and cared for. I never also want a guy to think that I'm just dating them because I want free beer and free steak and
she is, but that's not.
I do want that.
Just kidding.
Okay? Yeah. And send flowers. But that's not why.
Right.
I promise. It's not.
Yeah, I was just
I don't
being
have
chaotic.
the time.
I was being chaotic. That's not.
I will be spending my own money in like a very financially irresponsible way to acquire those things, regardless of if you're in my life or not. Okay, if I want it, I got it. I already own it. That's manifesting. This guy, another guy.
Love that.
Thank you, Oscar. Says, just like I just said, once upon a time, men opened doors for women. Unconventional now.
Yeah.
And that is like actually a big one for me. I will stand and wait.
Yeah.
I will fucking stand and wait. If you're trying to date me, you do the right thing. Yeah. And that's just simply the right thing if you're pursuing me. But I will fucking stand and wait for a guy to, if I'm dating him, I'm not going to do that at the mall. I'm not going to just wait for a guy to show up and open the door for me.
That's actually funny.
I should though.
Yeah, you should.
I'm just waiting. I'm just literally waiting for any man to show up so I can get into buildings.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, finally, you're here. Thank God. I'm just can't get the door.
That's funny.
I'm just a little girl.
It'd be funny, like on the intercom, like, ma'am, we need you to step into the mall or leave.
Or leave.
Yeah.
No loitering.
Yeah. No soliciting.
No soliciting. No sex workers here, ma'am. I'm like, shit. I'm like putting up my QR code for my OnlyFans.
That's amazing. That's a good skit. You should do that. And put that. Yeah, you should. And put that on your TikTok.
Oh, man. Okay. This I've heard a couple times in the last couple weeks. Date them till you hate them. And then the girl clarified and said, AKA, don't bolt after the first turnoff.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Would you like to explain as to why you're grimacing?
Not really.
Okay. I think it comes down to very specific things for me with that. Because I look at some instances where I'm like, that was a huge blaring red flag and I stuck around for way too long.
Yeah, it's so dependent, right?
It is. Then there's other times where I'm like, okay, that bothered me. Let me talk to them about it and see if I either misread that or if I didn't, okay, we need to see how that's going to go in the future.
Yeah.
But like there's some where I'm like, oh, that's a big red flag. It's not even worth continuing. Or I disregarded it because I was in that mindset of like, oh, it's just one little thing, but then that red flag started making other little red flags that then still culminated. So I accumulated, whatever.
It's like a fine line to, and you try to figure it out because when you're dating, you now are out of control, and that's why I think I don't like it, because I like to be in control. So I'm now giving up a piece of control. I don't know what this other person is thinking, doing, like what's going on. I have let a red flag turn, like a tiny little red flag turn into like just like mountains of red flags, and I'm just sitting there playing with them, like, you know, like wiping my ass with them, like building a home with them, just like, oh, look at this beautiful red flag I have. And it's like that. So I'm like, boundary now, you know, you teach people how to treat you too. So it's like, I don't know.
No.
Unconventional dating rules. That's like we all have our own. No chicken wings for the first 3 dates. No one looks sexy scarfing down wings.
Here's okay, so I specifically put this on here. I said, eat what you want.
See?
Because
we're across the board, folks.
I don't know if it's changed, but when I was younger, I always heard, eat a salad on the first date.
No, fuck that shit.
Salads, objectively, are one of the hardest things to eat, because to eat a salad correctly, in air quotations, you need to cut the pieces of lettuce so they fit properly in your mouth. Who's doing that?
Not
I'm
me.
shoving iceberg. I'm shoving spinach.
Just a whole tomato in my mouth.
Yeah.
I've got ranch on the side.
Yep.
It looks like I look like a cum dumpster because I'm missing. It's facts.
Yeah. And then you start dropping foliage.
We have foliage in our cleavage. It's terrible.
And it's like, oops. Which I guess you could use that to your advantage.
Turn that into a little.
Yeah, it's just like,
I'm going to eat the fucking romaine lettuce out of my titties, honey.
Someone out there's done
Do you want a cucumber?
A carrot.
Carrot.
Anyway, but eat what you want. The thing about chicken wings is, like, also a thing too is I find eating, like certain people eating, very sexy.
Okay.
So if it's
respect the unexpected.
Yeah, if it's a turn off, you'd know really quick.
True.
Man, there was one guy, he's a musician in Oklahoma, but there was one time he was eating chicken wings, and the way that he was, like, I was just like,
damn.
Yeah.
I bet you can eat good pussy.
It was just like the way he was like licking his thumbs. I was like, okay, I need to leave.
I gotta get out of here.
I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I was like, you know.
It's hot.
So eat what you want.
So maybe eat chicken wings on the first date if you can really get after chicken wings. Or if you know how to suck your thumb.
The thing is personal preferences. Again, we're not attacking you for your personal preferences. But the thing is I have been told many dates, many guys have commented on how much I'm eating or different things. Yeah, exactly. So for me, I'm like, eat what you want. If you do not have someone who respects you enough to allow you to fuel your body.
That's why I don't date. We're back to don't.
Yep.
Speaking of carrots, I got a bring your own carrots suggestion. And it leads me into my personal favorite unconventional dating rule, which is kind of aligning with yours right there. Just truly, honestly, be yourself at first.
Yes.
Because lead with the crazy, because you can only maintain the facade for so long.
Yeah.
And then y'all are both gonna be disappointed. Mm-hmm. So I honestly, I lead with the crazy a little bit. I mean, you still want to put like your best foot forward and like want people to see the best version of you. Like it's still, you don't it's this game of like impression to like I want to impress you. You want to impress me, but you don't want to be fake. You know, you want to show the best part of you, but I think you should also show like the unhinged part of you. I think you should show both. I think you should lead with both.
Balance,
baby. Duality, baby. Be dynamic, baby. Mm-hmm. Be both, baby.
Be both.
He wants a girl that can do both.
Baby.
You can have a carrot in your butt and him inside you at the same time, baby. Just bring your own carrots.
Baby.
Because they always glaze them at the restaurants, and that is actually just a recipe, literally, for a disaster, an infection, a UTI in your butthole. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This guy said he would do anything to kiss my feet. Maybe I'll call him.
That one made me snort.
What else you got over there? Oh, someone said do whatever the fuck you want and fuck what other people think.
Amazing. No younger men for me. I can't do it. I've tried. I've gone on dates, and I literally will sometimes just sit in a restaurant. There was one particular moment I was at Old South Pancake House.
What time was it though?
Oh, it was in the morning. It wasn't even midnight. Yeah, it was
like had you slept?
Oh no. This was like back in high school.
Okay. So you were out partying and then you were there? I've
No.
never been. Okay, so you like
No, it was a
you
true
slept
breakfast.
at night and then you went. I've never done that before in my life.
Yeah, I know.
I've never done that before in my life. I've only ever been to Old South at 4 a.m.
Well, it's better. I will say the morning, you have more families or different older people who are just kind of like, please just let me, for the love of God, enjoy my pancakes.
Yeah.
But
a
at
simple
night,
request.
Yeah, a simple request. But at, night, it's fun. You see more interesting people, and then also they're open for 24 hours? Yes. Anyway, so it was a morning. It was an actual breakfast.
Wow.
But he was sitting there, and he was, I think he was just a year younger than me, technically in school, maybe 1 to 2 years younger. But I mean, it's a wild difference.
It can be.
It can be a wild difference. And we were sitting there, and I was just like, the way like his expressions were, and like I've been on a couple dates with some younger guys as well. It's just like their manner, at least the ones that I've been with, like out on a date with, their mannerisms, the way they talk, I like pan over and I feel like I look like their mom or like their babysitter. And I'm like, and it's not even that they don't look manly, masculine, whatever. It's more just like how they are physically, like how they interact,
like
or
their
talk.
energy.
Yes.
Like, okay, I had a guy come up to me recently that had asked me out, and I like saw him and I was like, your energy is so chaotic. You seem 21.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I cannot be around you.
Yeah. It's just, there's something about it where I'm like, me personally, like there's some people, I have an aunt, she only goes after young guys. She loves being that cougar. For me, I'm like, no, no. Hard pass for me.
Yeah. I think I'm in a tough, I'm 33, as we know. I don't think I could go under, you can't catch me with a man in his 20s, I don't think.
Well, y'all are in two different
literal eras, decades, like.
But like even guys in college, I'm not that super far. I'm like 5 years removed from 6 now years from college. But I'm like, even when I look at them, I'm like, they look like babies, the way they act, their hair. I'm just like everything. I'm just like, this is not. And then I'm like,
what do they think of me then? Because like, do I just look so, I mean, they're still hitting on me, but that's just because men. But like, do I just look so old though?
No. I think they probably see it as like a challenge maybe. I don't know. I'm speaking for
men, which we can't do.
Ugh, who would want to? No,
right? Men.
Yeah, men.
They want to.
Just kidding.
Why are we attracted to y'all?
I know.
Hate that.
It's tough. Tough.
What else you got?
This is maybe some just really quick advice.
Ooh, okay. Love, need, grab your notepads.
Femininity is power. I think feminine energy is expansive. I think when people think of femininity, they would look at you and me and be like, oh, well, she has to be blonde. She has to be this. She has to wear this. It's like all these different categories. I'm like, no. As Emma Watson said, feminism is not a stick in which you beat other women with, because it's not. But I think like for many years and my own personal thing, I dimmed down the things that I liked to be more what I thought was more attractive to a guy. Mm-hmm. So for me, I was always like friends with guys. And so I would be like, how can I better fit what they like rather than I like these things. My femininity is powerful. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's like that's been a game changer It's like I haven't changed who I am, but I'm empowered.
You're embracing it.
Yes, I'm embracing it.
You're embracing it.
And also finding a partner who, whether it's your masculine, feminine, whatever energy you have, is complementary to that and allows you to shine in different places.
Yeah, I feel like that's so, like we're so, especially guys growing up like that, like, oh, you don't know that football. No, I don't.
And that's okay. Like
It's fine. It's fine. You don't know what concealer is. Okay.
Bye.
It's fine. Like, let me be a little girl sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to make fun. Like, it's fine. But like that gets in your head as a junior high kid that we now have to like, you know, pretend in some elements or like, don't be too girly because they'll make fun. No, if you're girly girl, go be girly girl.
Yeah. And even if you're not a girly girl, even if your feminine energy is
whatever it is, just embrace that.
Yes. And don't let your vision of whatever that looks like be dimmed down in any way by male or other
by society or people.
Yes.
Anybody,
yeah.
But especially men. This one's interesting and I feel like very unconventional. They must have women friends, shows they can appreciate a woman without sexualizing. I feel like that's probably like a hot topic to be like, some people would be like, there's no way a man can't sexualize a woman. It's in his DNA. I don't want him to have any women friends. And then there's going to be, no, like that's probably like
yeah, it is.
A hot one. But a girl sent that in.
I flip back and forth on that, to be honest.
I think that's where it comes down to finding, standing in your own power. The more that you love yourself and that you exude and embrace you and your confidence, the more people will love you. The more they can love you. And then the less you feel ashamed to be you, the more people will love your authenticity. And then the healthier all your relationships will be because they're in a place of authenticity. There is no fakeness, right? And you're not pretending to be something else. Like, but it comes down to choosing the right partner. It's like you have to, and I came across an Instagram something recently where this girl had gone on a bad date or maybe several and like called her dad and was like, I'm done with men. All men suck. Men are the worst, blah, blah, blah. And she's complaining to a man, her dad, a good man, about this. And he's like, all men don't suck and you don't need all men. You need one man. So you just have to believe that there's one person that is going to love you wholly, fully, truly, value you, everything about you, be there for the whole journey of it all. And like you'll feel so secure in that you won't question anything else. Like it'll be so rooted in love and trust that anything else won't matter. Because it's just good and it's right, you know?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I already got it. I just don't have it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm manifesting it, so I already have it.
Yes. True. Amen, sister.
Hey, woman. Someone says no restaurants. Where are we going?
That is unconventional.
Mini golf. The movies seems like no.
I mean, I get it, but also like depending on your prospective dates income level, maybe they don't have you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I feel like putt-putt is more expensive than like even if you just went to like a little restaurant. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're equal. I actually don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to be speaking out of my...
How much does stuff cost anymore?
I mean, bowling. I went bowling and I mean, it's not inexpensive.
Everything is so expensive these days. You guys are lucky you can listen to this fucking podcast for free.
True that.
Okay? So, buy my merch.
Yes.
Thanks.
I wonder if it's they don't like seeing them eat. Maybe it's a food thing.
Maybe that person has sorry, you can never eat around me. It's better to know now.
Yeah.
Okay. Another hot topic. Fall in love before having sex. Emotional, compatible person, then sexually compatible. I like it.
I mean, yes. I
That's
like.
tough.
I think
that's tough. That one's tough.
I think
that's a winner. I think that if you can do that,
that's
that is the best way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think I drink a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm an angel. I'll be a good girl. I will say my intention for dating is to like not like get too physical too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to be like, if what I'm doing, if I'm going to be like intentionally dating, then I do want to be more intentional about it. And that is something that I've already intentionally thought of.
I mean, yes, that also goes back to control.
I don't know about if I'm like fully, and then that I think it makes me feel more comfortable already going into a situation where I like have a plan. But saying full send, like falling in love, seems like I have to fall. It's going to be taking me a long time to fall in love before I find out how good you are with your dick, and that seems like a risk.
Lowercase risk or uppercase risk?
Uppercase.
Okay.
But at the same time, the love makes the sex good. So we're splitting the beam again, folks. It's tough. That's tough.
That's what you want. You want to be in love with someone to be able to share that extra connectivity, because it is a connection. It doesn't always have to be. Some people don't view it as such.
Some people, no. They're out hooting and hollering.
But you're literally putting the peen in the ween. So that in itself is a connection. So it's kind of like, why not?
A deep connection is important to have a deep connection.
Yes.
Just saying.
Uh-huh.
Ba-dum. Should we wrap with a dating mishap?
I think we should.
Okay. Maybe my dating mishap is that I started dating again.
Risk.
Huge risk. Do you have a dating mishap?
I do.
Yes.
So, to me, it's a mishap. So I visited my boyfriend this past weekend, and it was the morning, and I was getting a cup of coffee, and I'm at his parents' house, and so all the silverware, everything is their parents. So went to get some coffee, put it in the microwave to heat it up. I'm talking, and it's one of those things where like reality sort of blips, and you don't know exactly how you get somewhere. So all of a sudden, I had this mug in my hand, and then all of a sudden, it's on the floor. Shatters, coffee's everywhere. I mean, I'm like, and I look down, I'm like, how did this even happen? So first off, I'm embarrassed, because this is the second time I've like been over at his parents' place. Third time I've like really met them and talked with them. So I'm like, of course.
Great. Just already breaking their china.
I'm breaking their dishware. The first time I was over, I had like a slight allergic reaction.
111.
Ayo, 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 ayo.
So we're gonna be fine.
We're fine.
We're gonna be fine. It's a mishap, but we're gonna make it.
Yeah. But yes. So the last time I had an allergic reaction, had kind of an anxiety panic attack. Second time I break a mug. So then I was just like, okay, it's really sucky. I hate that I broke this mug. So his younger brother, he's the eldest of 3. His younger brother comes in and is just like, what happened here? And I was just like, I broke a mug. And I was really trying so hard not to cry.
Did you just like get it out of the microwave without thinking and it was just hot in your hand? And
I don't know.
You literally don't know.
I
like your brain just short circuited.
It did. No, it's like everything just stopped. Mm-hmm. It's on the ground. Everything's like, it's a ruckus now.
Don't you hate a ruckus?
I hate a ruckus.
Every once in a while you hate a ruckus. Now sometimes you like a ruckus.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
And sometimes you don't. Okay.
Sometimes you do.
So his younger brother's like, it was just like, you broke a mug? That's crazy. Like kind of being goofy. I'm like, yeah. He was like, which mug did you break? And it was like a mug with like a Hollywood like clapper, thing that goes like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he goes, wow, crazy guy. I was like, okay. And so I was just kind of like, maybe whatever. So then we go upstairs and I'm like trying. And so, yeah, he got that mug for their mom. And I broke it. And I was like, are you kidding
You broke
me?
the kid's gift to the mom?
Yes, and that was the second time I had met the brother. So I'm like,
oof.
First, so again, we're fine.
It's
and my
fine.
boyfriend is so sweet. But I'm like, holy crap. I don't know. The mom was she was like, honestly, we have too many mugs. I'm so glad you broke one. I'm like, that's a weird response. She's being
nice.
so nice. So I did buy them a Hollywood clap and I sent it to their house.
You had
because
to.
I'm like, how in the, like, you know, I hope that they saw, because I really, like, it still bothers me. It probably will bother me for the rest of my life.
Maybe the remainder of like your time on Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
that's tough.
But the fact that I was just like, first off, sucks I broke a mug. Secondly, it was his younger brother's gift to his mom.
Thoughtful gift to my mom.
And I just shattered it.
Shattered it on the floor and made a mess.
Yep. And I had to
clean that up. You could have broken it when it was empty too, but like wait till it was full of hot coffee. Why don't you?
Yep.
A ruckus.
A ruckus. So that was my dating. Again, like, it's a dating mishap because it involves
at least
my
you
man's
have
family.
A boyfriend is the kind of what I got out of the story.
I think so. Well, you know, honestly,
kind of seems like your dating mishap is going well. You have a boyfriend.
That's true. He didn't go. Yeah.
My dating mishap is worse. She broke a cup. She has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You are thriving.
I'm something.
You're thriving.
It's something.
You're thriving.
You know what? You're right.
You are thriving.
Thanks, Queen.
You're welcome. I'm also thriving. I'm manifesting it, so I'm claiming it. I'm just not quite there yet. I would love to break some mom's cup. If fucking invite me over.
You don't.
If that means that I am loved and valued, sure, let me break your mom's mug. I'll even burn my hand a little for it. I'm willing to get injured.
Okay, nice. I got a little coffee
for
on my leg.
love.
For love.
Who is she? Do you remember the beginning of season 2? I was like, can't catch me on a date.
It's growth.
Couldn't be me.
It's growth.
I know. I'm growing. I love this new Elena. I mean, she's
You're
the same Elena.
Gatekeeping and girl bossing.
Gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing. That's what we're doing in 2024. We'll explain more later.
Yep.
And on that note, a couple of dating mishaps, a lot of unconventional dating rules in air quotes. I feel like we've left y'all with, honestly, you should listen back and take notes. Some quality content for today. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're telling your friends. Make sure you're buying merch. Follow along on Instagram at Elena Davies and at MiscELENAeous Podcast. And stay the fuck tuned. See you next Tuesday. Text message. And he
Sorry,
was like,
I was transported back to that moment for a second. I was having flashbacks.
It really affected you.
It was like I couldn't even fathom reaching for it to help it maybe not hit the ground.
You don't even remember getting it out of the microwave.
Nope.
So that's a ruckus. It's you have a boyfriend. Shut up.
Yay Networks.